Yo. It's episode 2 of Rage Radio. What's going on? My name's D-Rage. I'm here with my guest.
It's Rair again.
And my other host.
It's a wonder.
Hey.
Thanks for tuning in, y'all.
This is crazy. Okay, so, second episode, right? First episode was Trip. That was a great time, right? Great conversation.
So, you know what I'm saying? It was an experience in itself. It was nice to get the first one off, too.
Fuck yeah. My man's flew out all the way from LA. Came and performed at the his first ever showcase. But came and performed, man. That was a great interview. It was late as fuck, too, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
late as shit when we did that interview, right?
It's getting a little late tonight, too, though, but hey, we still here.
It's currently 10:02 p.m.
We were here that night till like
Michigan.
5 a.m.
Oh, yeah, because you was in the other room.
Yeah.
You were here till like 4. He left.
Yeah, he was in the room working.
I was late. Anyway, so today we have Rair Jordan with us today on the podcast. I'm going to let him introduce himself a little bit, tell him what he does, and how he makes his music, etc. Let him know.
Hello, I am Rair Jordan. I rap, I dabble in making beats and my production. Beats. You know, a little bit, try to keep my clout up. But really, rapper, brother, son, you know, all that good stuff. Anyways, I make hip-hop beats, I don't make hip-hop beats, I make hip-hop songs. And I started rapping about, like a year and a half ago, I'd say. And I just really fell in love with it, haven't looked back since.
Yeah, so what made you what put you in that point to start making music? Who was your first person you remember really being like, damn, I really want to make music because this person showed me the way to do that?
So like, I've always appreciated music, but I guess the person that really pushed me to try it would be my man's Austin, aka King 7 Time.
Shout out.
Yeah, it was a couple years ago. Me and my homie Paul were going to go chill at his place in Campus Village, and they were recording on some stuff. He asked me to rap, and he was like, "You should rap, bro." And I was like, "No, I'm not a rapper."
It was that you should rap, bro situation.
Like, yeah, and I was like, "No, bro." And he's like, "Just try it, bro. Just try it." And I was like, "No, bro." He's like, "Have you ever tried?" I was like, "I've written some stuff, but I don't know. I love music, and I've always loved music since day one. I can remember lyrics since I can remember walking, talking, all that. But I just never was like, I don't know. I was like dreamed about it, but it was just never like, I'm gonna rap.
Yeah.
And then he told me to do it. I did it. It wasn't good. So I was like, no, bro. You see, I'm not good. And he was just like, bro, keep doing it. And we kept at it, and now I'm real comfortable. I'm confident in myself.
So did you see yourself doing it for this long or getting this serious about it when you first started?
It was kind of like a trial and error at this point. Pretty much how it happened was Austin had moved in with me, and I'd wake up in the morning and he'd just be recording, and it'd just be on random days. And it was just like, he was always doing it. So I was like, he kind of asked me to come in with him, and I was like, yeah, sure, I'll try it out. And then I started trying it, and people were like encouraging me and telling me like, you know, keep going. And then I just put it out there like, what's the worst that can happen? The worst that can happen, they don't like me, it doesn't work out. But I was like, you never know if you don't try. So I just
you stuck with it though, because like that's when we first started, you know, linking up too.
Mm-hmm. So, and that's what I'm saying. A lot of good things have been happening. Like I've been meeting the right people and doing the right things, and that's why I feel like I need to keep doing it, because it's just coming together really nice.
Explain. So this was out at SVSU, right?
Yeah.
That you had first really encountered starting to want to be a rapper and making music.
Yeah.
Explain like the scene, how it really like came about. Were you at a party? Was it just a small group of friends were there?
Small group of friends. If you want me to keep it 100, it was a smoke sesh.
Of course.
We went to go over there to hang out, and Austin was drinking, I want to say like Hennessy and tea, bro. They were drinking that, and they were recording in his room.
Yeah.
And like I said, no, bro, I'm not a rapper. And I was like, I like that beat, I'll write to it. And I can't even remember right now any lyrics to that, but I'm sure he has it somewhere in his MacBook, deep in some old files. Hopefully it'll never get put out, but I think it exists. And that was like my first real attempt. And then I just thought to myself, I was listening, and I've always thought like, I could do that. Like, I could do better than that, or I can do that, or I could add my own little twist to it. And that's one thing I really have enjoyed about music, is like being able to create what I want and what I think's cool.
Right.
and then people just listen from there.
I love that about music, is being able to like really sit down and like, okay, I like this song, but I would do this to it, and being able to literally sit down and do it. That's what I love about it. I know you can relate as well. Is working with artists is so cool. Is like you make a beat, right? Or you make, if for me it's, you know, us two, it's making a beat. Me and Willie, or Wonder. I gotta stop calling you Willie on the air, bro. But it's making a beat and being like, I hear a song already with this beat that I would like to make, right? And then finally meeting that artist like Rair, I know what kind of beat I want to send Rair when I send him a beat.
Yeah, and I appreciate that because it's been getting better. The selection's been better because he'll just be like, yo, I sent you a pack, and it'll be like my vibe, and I'll be like, this nigga knows me now.
Yeah, it's getting
like
harder.
that.
It's definitely harder to like, once you start working with a lot of people, to be like, you always have that pack that you send to them. Any artist, you know what I mean?
You
You
just
always,
kind of you tailor to them in a sense.
yeah. Like once you really know the person, you kind of tailor to them a little more. But once you if you don't know the artist, you never know what to send to them. That's what it was like when I really started sending beats to Rair. What are some of your influences? Like, what kind of music were you listening to when you were a kid? What kind of music really influenced you, and now even nowadays, to really like make the shit that you make?
Growing up, I loved CDs, and my parents were opposite in the sense that I say, Mom, give me this CD, and she didn't want the explicit content shit. You're not listening to that. My dad would go get it, and then we would have talks, and you know his logic was, you know, you hear these words just in life anyways, and he's like, you know right from wrong, you know when not to say them. He's like, you know, whatever. So he was always supportive of that, and so like I remember back in the day, we would go to like a water park or something, me and my sister and my dad, and she always had her CD case, she had like the book size, like this big, where you could probably put 150 CD cases in.
I remember I had
one of the little binder.
The big book.
Yeah.
So I started off with like just a little thing. And she always carried it with her, so that kind of influenced me to carry it with me. So I always had CDs. So my earliest influences, I could say I was a big fan of Ludacris back in the day. I was a big fan of Nelly. I was a big fan of Lil Wayne and the Hot Boys. Those are really like my earliest influence, I could say. Like Ludacris, DMX was another one. That was a big one. And then nowadays, like just as I've grown older, I've just gotten into more like your TDEs. And when I say TDE, I mean all of them, because I think they're all dope.
Yeah, the whole label's dope, man.
Your Good Musics, especially Ye's a huge influence on me, but I love the Good Music guys. I like what the QC dudes are doing, the Yachty's and the Migos. Those guys are killing it. And the ASAP Mob, those are like, Rocky is my dude, and all those guys are like my favorites. So that's what's really just been pushing me and just like making me want to create, is like those guys doing stuff and like doing dope shit, and I'm like, I want to do dope shit. I can do dope shit.
I remember on a side, I meant to say this right at the beginning of the interview, but when I met Rair, I had him at my studio, and we had like a 3-hour conversation, right?
Yeah.
About just anything. It was kind of like how we're talking now, just a random conversation, just a real ass conversation. Like first day I met him, we just started having a conversation. It was so crazy, like that you say Rocky and all these inspirations, because I remember saying that with you, how it was like, I just want to do dope shit, right? I just want to be like, you didn't really want to be a rapper, you don't want to just be like someone that's in clothes or whatever. You really want to be like a person that just goes out and does like crazy dope shit.
It seems like you're not trying to copy anyone's style. You're trying to make your own, your own imprint in history.
And that's something that I talked with about Seven the other day, was I was saying that the type of music I like and that I listen to, I don't even really feel like I make that type of music. Like, I like the dirty, nasty, grimy trap SoundCloud shit. But like, I be trying to make like some like very clean stuff. Like, I still love the trap and the energy, but like, I'm not like them. So it's really crazy that the stuff that I play every day, that I bang my head to and jump up and down, that's not the type of music I'm making as far as like just like them. But I definitely got my own little swag to it, and that's what I've really, I mean, you've been here really for the whole evolution of it, the process, because this dude told me when he first met me, he wasn't really fucking with me, period. He was like, I don't really, and
Wonder didn't fuck with Rair.
We just always keep it real with each other.
Man, he didn't, he said, I don't know, this dude ain't really whatever, but like, I've just progressed so much, and even just like, I felt like that with everybody. I feel like me and you was like, when like talking online before I ever met you, I felt like there was like that wall there. It's like we didn't really know each other.
Yeah.
And now like once we like introduce and sat there and talk, like everything worked out. So that shit cool.
And that's the thing. I love getting in the studio with people, or like getting into a first situation when you meet someone and not like worrying about what you're actually going there to like do. You know what I mean? Like how you came there that one day and it seemed like we were like, are we gonna be making music? Are we gonna make beats? And then all of a sudden it was just like an hour into like first meeting you, we were talking about like, you know, black versus white crime and just different shit, dude. Shit. And like just racism in today's day, whatever. What like it was literally 3 hours. Like it was crazy. It was really a dope conversation. So
it's just more than music sometimes, you know.
It is. I think there's a lot more to making music behind the scenes with these relationships with people than just music. You know what
I'm saying? And not to mention though, like when you get a relationship with people too, you know what I'm saying? It's like you can anticipate things too. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of nice. So, you know, it's like it's nice to see things unfold too.
Yeah. So, what kind of relationship do you have with the people that you make music with? Would you say that a large majority of the people that you make music with are your friends, or are you kind of a person that's around people that I don't really know them, but they make good beats, so I'm around them in the studio? Or is a lot of the people, you make music with like your genuine friends?
Yeah, I'd say most, if not all, the people that I make music with are my friends and good friends. And that's another thing that I enjoy about it, and it makes it easier, is like being able to like be open as a friend and not being like scared, like, hey, I don't want them to judge me or whatever. Like if I like with y'all and like I said, pretty much everybody I work with, I consider you guys like bros. So it's like if I tell you like, hey, slow that beat down or take that out, it's not like hard feelings like you fucked up. It's just like I feel open to tell you
exactly,
you know, things. And like I like the feedback too, you know. Like I'll give it to you, bro. You're one of my hardest critiques, man. I feel like you're hard to please, but I appreciate it, bro, because it's like I need that other opinion.
Yeah, it's nice though.
I need it, and so it's just like when I'll be telling D-Ray stuff and be like, this was a little too extra. He could have did better there, and it's just like, but that's what real friends do.
Yeah,
because you don't want that. It's fire every time. It doesn't help you grow. You know what I'm saying?
No, I definitely think there needs to be someone in your life, especially making music or being creative, whatever you do, that someone that's gonna tell you like the shit sucks.
Yeah,
like,
you have to have that. I was gonna say, like, you know, it's nice to have your friends that have the same similarities, because it's like they don't get butt hurt as much, you know. So you can be like, all right, you need to come a little harder, you know what I'm saying? They don't look at you as like you're judging them. Like you're coming to them as a friend, but you're also, you know, you make music together. So I definitely feel you on that, though. You know,
one of my favorite things to watch him and Killer record, bro, because Killer will be mid-verse and DJ will just cut. He'll just hit the button. And then they'll go, what the fuck, bro? Why? He's like, you need to redo it. They'll be like, all right.
It's like that. It's that ear. Like sometimes I do feel bad doing that, because like maybe that verse he was doing would have been the one, but like I just can't. I can't get.
You know,
past,
it's off.
Yeah, like
you know?
I can't get past like the fact that like my ear. If my ear doesn't like what you're doing or saying or whatever, like I just can't vibe with it. I can't be like, that's dope. I can't.
There's only so much you can do anyways with it anyway. If it's just not there, it's not there.
Yeah.
You know, so I definitely feel you on that.
Yeah, like
I do that all the time.
I see all these rappers that I'm working with, especially people that are new to being in the studio or just being in an environment where they're recording themselves. They don't know like the difference between, you know, like that was a good take, or that, you know, that could be better. A lot of them like to clump their takes into like, it was
so
good
one
enough.
take, yeah. Or
it was good enough.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like. Do you like to do those? Do you like to do one take, or you like to do multiple takes? Like,
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna embarrass Killer B real quick. I think one of the first times I ever recorded with Killer B, I think we did 250 takes for one song.
He was on that Easy E, huh?
Yeah,
You had to dre him through it.
and like I did, and I just remember like being in the studio and like in recording him, and just like the room being super hot, and I was like literally like sweating, and I was just like, dude, I need to get this verse done. Like we're not fucking leaving until that verse is done.
You had some tension or nah?
It was there was some tension.
Sometimes the studio tension is kind of like awkward though.
It is.
You both are annoyed too, and you both know it, but you're both trying to get it done.
But you're both
committed to getting it done though. At the same time,
you're both trying to really just get the song done, and that's how it was like. And but yeah, that's really cool. That like, so you'd say the majority of people you work with are your friends.
Yeah,
most of the time. Yeah, so that really leads me into like where Is that like a driving motive for you as far as like, do you get an inspiration out of being around your friends, or is it cool to be in another room and be in another vibe where you don't really know people and hear beats maybe that they've done that you've never heard, or met people you don't know and record around those people that you don't know? Is it different for you, or do you really just love being around your friends?
It's honestly the same, very similar whether I know you or if I don't know you, because if I know you and we're getting creative, then it feels like, oh, I'm being creative with my homie. If I don't know you, then it's like a different level, because it's like I don't know you and you don't know me, but we both can agree that we like music and we're gonna make music together. And like that's just dope to me, because that turns strangers into friends real quick when it's like I don't know you, but we got something in common, and I think together we would make some fire. So that's just how I am, because I've been in the situations, like I've been out at like CMU and done some stuff with the hip hop with them, and like I don't really know them personal level. Like they have like a group of people, and like they're pretty tight knit, and like I know them and stuff, but like they like. I know they have like a group chat and stuff. They be talking, and I'm like, I don't know them as well as they know each other. But when I come in there, like they treat me like family, and they treat everybody like equal. And it's like all it is a group of talented people that are trying to do things, or trying to be creative.
Right.
And so like, if you're my friend, like my best friend, it does make it a little easier, like because I feel more comfortable around you.
Right.
But like at the end of the day, it's not like I don't know you, so I won't work with you type shit. Like if I like your vibe, I like your sound, that's that.
But like, all right, so how about this? So like, if you see them coming with it and it's hard, don't that, is that a driving factor for you though?
Anybody.
You know what I'm saying?
Prime example, when we were here last time, the two ladies that were in here. One girl,
the individual. For anybody that doesn't know, we were in here. Are you talking about the girl that was freestyling, basically?
Yes.
Yeah,
Miss Lieber Couture.
Yeah, shout out Miss Lieber Couture. She came in here, and I was amazed as well, bro.
What happened, bro? I sat here, I recorded, and she sat here. She just sat there. She was quiet, and then I recorded my song, and then she went in for her song, and she snapped. And I was like, yeah, I don't know you, but you went hard, and now I need to go harder because you just motivated me to go harder, because now I know that you're out here doing your thing, so I need to do my thing. And that was kind of like, as a kid growing up, had hoop dreams, right? So I believe the whole, when you're not working, somebody is. So I would stay outside at like 2 a.m. and just shoot and practice, because I thought there's somebody else somewhere in the world that wants it just as bad as me, that's my age or whatever, and is gonna go get it because they're working harder. So that's kind of how I feel about this music. Whenever I feel like those F&F dudes, I love them. Those dudes are cold as hell, and I don't know them that well. But when I hear their shit and when they snapping, I know there's other people snapping. I'm like, bro, I gotta keep going, and I gotta go hard, because people are gonna, get it. If you don't, if you sleep, someone's gonna
someone out there just is working just as hard as you.
Right.
Yeah, I have that same mentality. I'm always like, it's 3 a.m, I'm making beats, but there's some kid that is making beats till 4 a.m. or 5 a.m, 6 a.m, whatever. Like, that's a great mentality to have.
But
because
I look at it as this. It might be, you might be practicing, but it's like the output though. As long if the output's hard, like, you know what I'm saying, you can make 1,000 beats and they all be garbage, but you can make 1 or 2 that are freaking crazy. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about like, being productive in a sense, but not overworking. I'll never overwork myself, but I definitely feel the whole there's someone else working. But
Wonder, are you the type of person that's in the studio late? Are you the type, like, are you a reserved person?
I'm more of like a. If I'm getting something done, I'm gonna keep doing it.
Yeah.
If I'm not getting anywhere, I'm not gonna push something that's gonna come. It's like a resistance though. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I face resistance all the time where it's like I don't feel like making a beat or making music. Then I'll go and make it, and I'm like, holy shit, I'm glad I made a beat because this is hard.
Yeah.
You know
it's
what I'm saying?
so weird because like there'll be days where I feel so inspired, right? I'll can't wait to get to the studio.
I think on my inspired days I don't make the best beats, and on my uninspired days I make the better beats.
Yeah, but there are some days where it's like I just don't feel shit, and all my beats are shit right now. In your own opinion.
In your own opinion, but that's just your own opinion. You're being, at the end of the day, we're always hard on ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Our worst critics.
Easily. Yeah.
I definitely feel you. I'm not too much, like I was going back to your question, I'm not really up and, on being into the studio too late. But as long as like someone's being productive, I'm being productive, hey, we're gonna get the work in. Right. You know what I'm saying?
And, I agree with he says. It's like, in our profession, you definitely have to go into rooms, a lot of rooms that like you don't necessarily like want to be in. Like maybe your comfort zone is saying I don't want to be there. You know, like walking into a studio you've never met anybody in, and going in there and trying to rap the hardest verse you can. But when you walk in there, and if the vibe is right, and if everyone's really just on that same wavelength, I feel like
you can feel it.
It doesn't matter. Loki just walked in with the Rellos.
With the raps.
But no, I definitely agree with that. I think like that friendship bond that you have with the people you make music with, and like having some kind of background with that person definitely helps you really just make better music. You know, you can't meet strangers and have great music being made, but I really think like a lot of the people you need to be making music with need to be like somewhat of your acquaintances, or
because you can't make music 24/7. You still have to have some sort of like a personal life. So it's like when you have friends that are outside of music that are also in music, it just goes together well, I think.
Right. So explain more, Rair, on being, what you mean by being like a just a dope individual. Like you were saying, like an ASAP Rocky, he does fashion, he does all this. Like what's your goals as far as just being just an individual that can really be themselves and be a dope individual like a Rocky or whoever?
Well, originality is key. That's huge. And like I said, I look up to those dudes and I model a lot of things after them, but I still like to make sure I do me, you know, at all times. And so pretty much, I mean, like you said earlier, it's much deeper than music. It's like, for example, there was one time me and Seven Time were in Mount Pleasant, and this was before we were really rapping like heavy. And we were going into Wayside, and this dude was like, "Hey, I know you," and we're like, what?
Explain Wayside for somebody that there's gonna be listeners that aren't from where we're from. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's the club, and it's like a bar / club in Mount Pleasant by CMU, and that's
Central Michigan
University. That's where a lot of people go on like Tuesdays and Fridays, really from all over, from like Central, Saginaw Valley, Northwood, everything. So we were there and we were in line, and this guy was like, "We know you," and we're like, "What?" And he's like, "You guys open for Waka Flocka." And we were like, "Huh?" And they were like, he's like, "Don't try to get over on me." He's like, "Bro, we saw you."
Yeah.
They're like, "Don't play dumb, bro. What are you doing here? And so I
really
just
thought it was you.
Yeah, so I just went with it, and I said, "Shh, you're trying to blow my cover." You know?
You said I just went with it.
But that has been something that stuck in my head for the sole purpose that people thought I was a rapper before I was really a rapper. So that was like, look. I already had the look before I even started the shit. So now that I'm starting the shit, it just makes sense. And so like with the Rockies and stuff, what I really appreciate in the Kanye's is their visuals are just so crazy and out of this world and like left brain that I just want to do some dope shit too. Like, and I know that I'm capable of it. I know I have the mind for it. And so like, oftentimes, especially lately when we've been recording new songs, I've just instantly been trying to like visualize how I want to do the videos in the future.
That's dope.
Because I want to have my hand in all that. I want to be the guy that, like, with both you guys, when you guys are making beats and I'm there, I put my 2 cents in the beat. I like to, you know, I write all my own raps. I want to put my 2 cents in the clothes I wear and how the videos are directed and how the effects go. Things like that. And I feel like I'm capable. So it's just like seeing things like, especially like with Migos lately, you see videos and they say executive produced by Quavo. Quavo's out here telling them like the angles and stuff and the shots to get and
like
stuff
the
like
Ice
that.
Tray video, I think.
Yeah,
he did something with that.
Yeah, so he's in there. I know Rocky with this odd shit, whatever that is. They are all like controlling. They're making their own vibe, and that's just what I want to have as a things from my perspective. I want people to see things.
I like that.
See things.
Yeah.
That gets the whole team fed. Everyone has a part. You know, we talk about this all the time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you're out here executive producing my tracks that I produce, or vice versa, it's like we're all getting paid and we're all doing something and helping and contributing.
Even if it's like add some hi-hats or
that's
add
what I'm
a
saying.
snare into my beat,
It's
and then we'll get it to this person.
You know what I'm saying? 2 minds are always better than one. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely agree with that. You know what I'm saying? I see that now too, that you say that, like, you picking up on some of the terminology as far as the beats or something like that. You'd be like, well, could you add this there, slow this down? It's like, it makes it more helpful. You can tell me what you want, or tell, you know, whoever you're working with what you want.
And it just makes it more tailored to me, because my biggest thing is like being, well, the whole Rair Jordan thing and the Rair is just like, I put so much emphasis on being rare and being different. And so like with my beats and with like my production and shit, like you might hear some shit that's too much or too little or whatever, but it's just because I want it to be different, you know. I don't want it to sound.
You.
And like personally, like I've been seeing a lot of like credible hip hop names saying like hip hop's going downhill. They're saying like this is like the downfall and all this stuff. And so like me being, you know, an underground artist, I feel like I'm really taking it upon myself to like bring that shit back. Like I know it's not gonna be just like that, but like I would really, really, truly like to be noted as like these guys are it. Like these guys are bringing us back. Like these guys are changing our minds. Like hip hop is still alive and shit. So like that's really in the back of my head. Is,
we got the team. We got the team and the talent to do it too, and we all get along and work well together. Me, you.
It's all about how you vibe with each other. You know what I mean? Like if you really just get good vibes from everyone, and you really just work hard and put that time into each other, I think it always goes.
And no one
way.
is stepping on each other's toes. Like I'm not trying to rap, you're not trying to rap. Even us making beats together, sometimes like we don't even clash on making beats together. It's like I'm trying to do something totally different than what you're trying to do on the beat, and it works. You know, it works well. So that's what I like about it. None of us are trying to step on each other's toes.
Yeah, right.
It just works well.
Our GoPros are going off real crazy right now. But I think it's just feeding off each other's energy. Like with your beats, a lot of your beats are very different than mine, or different than probably Rair's, he would say. You know what I mean? That we all have our own. Everybody has their own vibe to their thing. But when you put it together, you know what I mean? When you have Rair on my track or Rair on your track, it just brings those two worlds together, obviously, in the best way possible.
And it sounds good. Like,
right.
Pat ourselves on the back. We do make some pretty nice sounding music. Yep. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. We'll get into SoundCloud links.
We'll
get into SoundCloud links.
Jordan will throw his SoundCloud on anything.
Explain Proper Gang.
Yeah.
SoundCloud.com/It's Rair Again.
We'll get to that for sure. Proper Game, all that shit. So when you say, so let's talk about the fashion. The fashion. So obviously we got to shout out Mindful Arrogance, the hat he's wearing, the beanie. Have to get that in the shot. I hope the GoPros got that shot. I hope at least
Paul.
one.
This is for you, buddy.
Something. Shout out Paul. So explain. Obviously you like to wear clothes. You like to wear the latest. You like to be fresh. You like to et cetera, et cetera. Where did that start? Really, what made you think I want to be fresh? I want to wear the latest clothes. I want to be fresh. You know what I mean? Where did that come from? Did that come young? Did that come recently? Where did that come from?
To be honest, I feel like I've just like always had an eye for cool, and everybody's cool is subjective. It's different.
I like that.
But I've just really always appreciated that, and then like also since a young kid, I never like to match people. I like to stick out, but I don't like to be over the top. But I like to be different. And so that's always just been something different about myself, is I've always just tried to not, even if there's a wave, like I've always tried to not follow it the same way that everybody's doing. So with the fashion stuff, I've always just tried to be, before I was into brands, I was just into like matching and stuff like that. And then once I started getting into brands, I wanted to wear things that were different, that not everybody else was wearing. So getting into my college years, my friends that I made, my best friends now that I made back then, shout out Keeves, Josh, D, all them, G, they were telling me like Karmaloot and Plunder. I never heard of that. They put me onto that. So I started ordering stuff on that, and I was like, this stuff is cool, whatever. But I've always been into like the rap and like I said, Rocky, and I'll give a big shout out to like the whole Tyler the Creator and Odd Future, because those were the guys that I really started seeing, your Bapes and your Supremes. Kanye has always been big fashion, but I didn't pay attention to it when he was starting, when he had like the Louis Vuitton deals and all that. I wasn't really paying attention to that. But so when I've been seeing him wear that stuff, I'd see him wear the Supremes and the Palace and all this stuff, and I'd be like, where can I get that? And I couldn't find it. And I was like, I need that, because if I can't find it, other people ain't gonna be able to find it. You know, right. people that don't have like, or like aren't gonna care. Yeah. You know, they're not gonna care. They're not gonna want to spend the money and the time to go find the piece.
Right. Do you love to search for clothes? Are you like a type of person that likes to go on a website and like immediately have it, or are you someone that maybe goes on eBay or goes on somewhere like Grailed or something like that to really find your clothes? Do you find enjoyment out of that?
I'll keep it real with you. I find clothes on Instagram, and it's off. I follow a lot of hype beasts, and so every hype beast has their own hype style. Some are minimal, some are extra. And so I kind of like to take a piece from each little hype beast and be like, I like those shoes off those socks with those pants, that shirt, and that hat, and just put it all together as my own.
It's that deep,
so, yeah, it really is that deep because I follow some weird, bro. I follow like all ethnicities of people.
Yeah, I see
follow
some
all
that
ages. I see there's some young kids that's swaggy. There's some old men that's swaggy, bro. I follow all of that.
Do you like classy fashion? Like you a suit wear, or are you a streetwear, or what's
definitely streetwear?
Definitely
big
streetwear.
I saw him in like dress clothes once.
I think it was when you went to Chicago and you had something like
my
that.
My girl had a little business.
Yeah.
That was wild.
Yeah.
Thing, yeah.
But
it still had Prima though.
I did. You're lying.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, do you want to venture into like making clothes eventually, or are you?
I want to venture into a lot.
A lot.
As far as that goes, funny you mentioned, me and my good friend Paul, we have a lot of future talks. Some things that we've talked about in the past have already
Paul
came
Sevilla?
to. Not Sevilla.
Oh,
Paul
okay.
Davis.
Okay.
He's my old roommate. Shout out Paul, he the man. A lot of things we talked about in the past have already came true. And so we're just trying to stay on that wave because a lot of things he says that will happen have happened. I don't know if Paul's a fortune teller or what.
Speaking into existence.
Speak it into existence.
With that being said, he works at a school right now, and so he always has to wear like the suit and tie and the dress clothes and all that. Down to like his bit emoji is like a little guy in the suit and tie.
Okay.
So I said, when this shit pops off and when we can fund ourselves, I want to get into menswear in the Paul Davis division. Because like I said, he already has to wear the suits. Like we wanted to do something where it's like I'm on stage doing shows and Paul comes out randomly in a full the suit looking like a teacher. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I think that would be really dope. So like I would like to get into menswear. I can dress up. I can put on some shit and look real proper. I just really
proper again.
I enjoy the street life because it just not the street life, but the streetwear life. It's just so swaggy, bro. It's so cool to me.
What's some of your favorite brands? Just shout them out.
Big shocker. Supreme is a big one for me. I've been on a Supreme tip for a little while now.
What would you say about the recent? I wouldn't say recent, I guess, but like all the young kids maybe fading out the hype from Supreme, where it used to be a skatewear brand, now it's so global. It seems like.
Yeah, it's definitely worldwide, and they're doing everything they can. They're making every little accessory they can, and I don't blame them because people are buying the shit. People are buying bricks.
No, deadass people bought bricks.
I know, that's crazy.
Supreme's about to steal my idea. They can make quarters. And people would spend money for money. They would buy quarters, bro. Dumb shit. But
they could.
A lot of brands that I like, I can't even afford. I don't even have. So, but like there's a lot of stuff that I wear. I've always been a Nike fan, but Adidas is doing the thing because of Ye. I give all credit to Ye. And Pharrell.
Do you like any of the Yeezy season stuff? Are you a fan of it, or do you think it's?
I enjoy Yeezy season. It's a vibe to me. I mean, you can't, personal opinion, you can't wear it out everywhere. A lot of their stuff, he'll be like sweatsuits and stuff like that. Very comfortable. Right. But a lot of their stuff, he'd be trying to be like very, very designer. And like you see like Kim in it and like Kylie and all them in it. And it's like, so you can tell there's certain occasions where you can wear, because I've seen real Yeezy season and it's like you can't wear it. You don't want to wear it to the club.
Yeah.
But like maybe if you have like a show or if you're like going to see like a Kanye event or something like that,
you'll wear it,
bust out the Yeezy season. And I really do. I like it because it's minimal and it is futuristic. For example, a lot of ideas that from Yeezy season 1 and 2 have blown into modern day fashion. I mean, think about your long tees. I mean, I know people been ripping jeans, but I mean, he brought that.
He like brought it back.
What about the ripped shirts?
The ripped shirts, that's a Yeezy season thing. The oversized fits, that's been doing things because we went from baggy to skinny to fit to oversized to now I think we're kind of getting back to baggy. Some people are doing the cozy, which is usually baggy. But yeah, if I could have like dream designers, I love Louis Vuitton. I love Off-White. I love Vetements. Is fucking insane. They're just so expensive. It's like $1,500 for a sweatshirt. But one day,
That's like into designer prices a little bit.
One day when that 15 ain't shit, you can catch me in some Vetements, probably some Balenciaga. The jeans that like Odell Beckham be wearing, and sometimes Cardi they be wearing some Mike Amari jeans. They're like $1,000 jeans. Those are like super dope. Migos be wearing them. Fear of God.
Fear of God's dope. Every time I try to get Fear of God, like the PacSun stuff, even the PacSun collab gone within
Jerry's
hours.
a fucking monster. Jerry Lorenzo's crazy, so they're really snapping.
Yeah.
I hope that this can get to their eyes and their ears, and they can see that, like, you know, people really do appreciate that shit. Like,
Yeah.
I can't afford your clothes, but I still love it, bro.
Shout them out. Yeah. Tell them how it is, man. So
We'll talk soon.
your girl lives in Chicago. Shout out Madison. So traveling to Chicago and going back and forth from Michigan to Chicago. First of all, what's the music scene? What's it like being an artist in a small city like Bay City, Saginaw, and traveling to a city like Chicago, a big city, and maybe getting the culture that they have there that maybe we don't have as much of here, and talk a little bit about the fashion too, maybe there that you get influence from, but mainly, you know, what's the music scene like, and what influences you, what gets you inspiration going to a place like that?
Music scene is crazy because it's unpredictable, and by saying that I mean, typically speaking, around here, just by looking at someone, not always, but just by looking at someone, you can get a guess of what kind of music they like, what they listen to, what they're into, etc. In Chicago, you really can't tell. A guy might be dressed in all designer, looking like a trap rapper, and might only like R&B type. He might only like, you know, you never really know. And it's so, like, I've been to a concert there once. I seen Famous Dex and Ugly God, and the crowd was just unpredictable. You seen young, old, swaggy, unswaggy. You seen everything.
Yeah.
And like, so that's what I love about concerts in general. But like, the Chicago scene is it is more modern. So if you see a trend here, you might see him and him in it. There, everybody might be in it. If that's what's trendy at the time, that's just what it is.
Yeah.
Like, their casual attire is a Burberry scarf and a Canada Goose jacket. That's just usual, typical.
Everybody.
So you see that, and then people just go. I've seen Goyard bags out there. You see your Preem. You see a lot of Yeezys because he's from Chicago, so like they get a lot there.
It's probably the main place he drops a lot of his stuff, right?
Yeah, they have a lot of bulk out there. So that's as far as like music and fashion wise. Experience wise, it's just
what's
fast.
It like? Yeah,
it's fast, and it's taking some getting used to. Madison is a fast-paced, moving person, so it's like she's like meant for that. And I always felt like I was like meant for bigger city life, just because like making connections and just having like big dreams and just like wanting to be able, not being held back, you know. So like with me, I enjoy it, and I'm getting more comfortable out there more and more every time I go. But
you ever think you'll find like an outlet to maybe get into some studios out there though?
I'd like to. I just don't really know where to start because I don't have any friends out there yet. And I felt like we just need to get out and go do more stuff. But it's not as easy, you know, to just walk out and be like, let's be friends. Like, for example, I went to a clothing shop there one time, and I was like talking to them about like, are you guys hiring? And they were pretty much, they were like to themselves almost. They were like, they'll treat you like, they'll have great customer service, but they weren't like, yeah, come join us. They weren't like very welcoming, and I felt like I was just like a new guy, like pretty much begging, like, take me in, guys, be my friend.
Why do you think the culture is so to themselves and maybe not as accepting as maybe around here is?
Bigger city, so less of a family feel. Like, I feel like around Bay City and Saginaw, it's got that kind of everybody knows everybody feel. And then Chicago, so like, for example, I could walk into a job and we could talk, who do you know? And I could probably find somebody to be like, oh yeah, I know his cousin, or that's my friend. Chicago, I felt like it's less likely because it's just a bigger city. And honestly, they probably get offers like that all the time because they had every height clothing that you would ever want or need. So they probably get asked like, "Hey, can I work here?" And it's
all the
probably
hype beast little kids.
This is a hype beast, and the kids that don't want to work hard, they just want like the discount and stuff like that. But like that's like just the culture that I want to be in, because it's like I've heard stories like, for example, Playboy Cardi and Ian Connor said they met shopping. Like those are the type of experiences I want, is to like bond with people that I don't know, again, on things that we agree on.
It's just more likely to get those encounters too in a bigger city, you know.
Right. So that, and like, so like my dream out's like, really what I'd really like to be doing is doing like some consignment type reselling, where I get to see all that come in and go out, and to see the people that come in and go out, because it's like-minded people like us that either like make music, or they make films, or they're photographers, or they're graphic designers. It's all creative people like that. So like we can all benefit from each other, but it's just like Charles has been telling us, man, it's about getting people together, and like everybody putting down their walls and putting down their like their stubbornness, and being like, no, I want to do my own thing.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
It's funny. We talked about this in the last episode with Trip about people saying it's corny, right? To do what we're doing, to try to do what we're doing. And I've really been seeing like a lot of people accepting to the fact that like you're a rapper. Like you can walk up to your friends and be like, I'm a rapper, and they won't be like, nah, bro. You know what I mean? Or they won't. You know, it's like
you associate with him as a rapper. Like he's a rapper. Like that's it. Like he's not. He doesn't, you know, I look at him and he's a rapper. Yeah,
and I feel like maybe people like us like being in bigger cities like that because it is accepting. Like they don't care. Like everyone's a rapper around there, or big city. They just
or
come
someone trying to
more.
hustle and get their grind on what they want to do.
Yeah, right, and that's that's what it is.
And in a sense, that's him. He's trying to hustle and do what he wants to do.
Right. Does going somewhere like that, does it make you want to leave Michigan more, or do you feel like you want to come back quicker when you go to somewhere like Chicago?
It has its ups and its downs. So it's just there's a lot of noise all times and nights. And so you hear yelling, horns, traffic all night. That's what I personally is like downside. I like the peace and quiet.
Yeah.
But I get used to like moving the fast-paced life, and you get the fast-paced life, and you gotta catch this train at this time, you gotta catch this bus at this time, you gotta get in the Uber, they're gonna leave you, stuff like that. I like that. And then when I come back to Michigan, it is like slow. I'll just go back and sit in my room and be like, damn, I ain't doing shit. Like, but it's a peace of mind, man, because it's just like you go out there and you get the fast pace that you want. And like it's a vacation, nobody knows you, everybody's like worried about their own shit. Then when you come back here, it's like it's a little slower. It's almost like a future. It's like a time lapse, because like they are like more advanced and have like more stuff going on. But like I said, it's give and take. Like for example, ideally I'd like to live in a bigger city at the end of the day, but I also picture myself having a place somewhere around here where I can just get away, like type shit. The same concept of people that like to come up and hunt and do stuff like that and ride their ATVs and stuff like that. I just want to have a place
to
where
be
it's
collected.
Like we're gonna get out of California, we're gonna go up north, and we're gonna have a nice little house, and we can just chill and be left the fuck alone.
So you're very you love. It sounds like you like that fast-paced lifestyle in spurts and little like.
I describe myself as a very introverted extrovert. That's what I explain.
I'm
myself
definitely like
as.
that as well.
I love people and I love getting out, but I love my space and I love being left alone too.
Nothing. The best thing is space. Sometimes
the me
it just
time,
feels
bro.
good.
Right. The me time is so necessary.
Just sit there in your do-rag.
Last night I was having a moment, dog.
Yeah, and it's like what we're getting into, trying to do music and trying to get into this career is like. It's very fast-paced, obviously, and there's going to be a lot of people coming up to you at times that maybe you do want to just sit in your room, or you just want to listen to music, or you just want to smoke a blunt and by yourself. You know what I mean? Like, how would you say you're gonna react to all these people coming at you and all these opportunities coming at you when maybe you really do just want to sit down and not interact with anyone?
It gets back to when you aren't working, somebody else is, and I feel honored that, because for a long time, starting to make music, like one of your first things, I'm sure both you guys felt it when you started to make music, is wanting to be accepted and noticed and appreciated for your work. And so like that was the first step, was like being accepted, and that breakthrough of like you guys accepted me as a rapper. And like now, so when you hit me up, you text me last week and you're like, you ready for the interview next week? I was like, damn, I'm second episode. Like I was like, oh, that's great. Like, you know, this was my off day, so it's like, sure, you want chill at home and play 2K, sure, great. But it's like, no, bro, like I have to take my opportunity, and I just and because it's what I want to do, and I know it's a grind, and I know you got to grind for what you want. So it's like, maybe I didn't want to get up and come. I did want to be here. I love this shit. But it's like, maybe I didn't want to get up and come, but I had to, because it's just an opportunity. Why not, bro? Why would I
Thank you for
miss
giving
that?
us the opportunity too, though.
Right,
In the same breath, because, you know, we need you to be here to be able to do this.
We definitely help each other. You know what I mean?
And so it's just like pretty much how I can put it is, like, me and Willie have talked a lot about shit, and it's just like, how can I come to either of you guys or anybody we work with and be like, guys, I'm stressed, this shit isn't working, we're not gonna make it. How can I do that if I'm not trying? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, well, you didn't show to the interview, you never want to record, you never text us back, shit like that. It's like, you know, and so like we talk about everybody doing their part and everything being a machine. So it's like, if you're writing a script and this is your radio, I gotta do my part to show up and do the thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right, so. Exactly. And that, I see a lot of people, like you had mentioned, a lot of people will mention, oh, I'm about it, I work. But those are the same people that are 20 minutes late to the studio session, half hour late, or, you know, don't have their verse done for the song or whatever, like basically aren't on time in general. You know what I mean? And like those are the same people that will try to put you down for being a person that is on time, has their shit together, ready, you know what I mean, all that. So I definitely agree with you in the sense that just someone's always going to try to outwork you, right? But why not be the person that's working the hardest at all times?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so let's talk about these hip-hop showcases a little bit, because Rair's been a part of every single one we fucking had, including the ones coming up on the 10th and 30th this month. So doing shows. Before, I don't want to put the showcases in the spot like too much, because before the hip hop showcases, how much were you doing shows before that? Maybe regularly or just random shows here and there?
I did one song with a group, and then I did one cypher, and that was all any public performance experience I ever had. So yeah, I wasn't really doing shows. So
how does it feel though to like actually get out there and do it though? Like
it feels great. Honestly, my first one I was nervous because I just wasn't sure what to expect. I didn't even really know what Hamilton Street looked like.
Right.
But after that one, and then doing the second one, and now like moving on into the future, I'm so geeked and I love it, because what I was explaining to Seven Time the other day was like, I'm starting to get the reputation now. After those first two shows, people are like considering me as hype. They're associating me with like hype and energy. So that being said, that's great, because that's my favorite part about concerts is the two things: is seeing that person in person,
and then the hype. Yeah.
And so it's like, I've gotten down on myself before because I felt like certain parts of the show weren't as hype as I wanted them to be. And so it's just like, the live shows are great because I get to see the people interact. Like I throw live concerts in my room all the time by myself.
I see that.
So when I'm doing it and I got people in front of me vibing and jumping up and down and screaming and doing whatever else, that's just great to me. That's life, because that's what I want to do. Like I want to be that guy. Like I was just thinking today, we just recorded some new songs today. I was listening to them on the way here, and I was just looking around, just like at the cars, like getting on and off exits. And I was like, bro, I want to be in every one of these fucking car speakers.
Word.
For real. That's how I was looking at it. So I was just like, and they don't even know. Like, they don't even know, like, who I am or that I could be driving by type shit.
It's funny because we all work 9 to 5 still, right? Here.
Yeah.
We all do. Unfortunately. Everybody fucking hates working a 9 to 5 and trying to do music. Shit. I hate the shit, right? But when I work my 9 to 5, I really think like I work with the public a lot. So it's like I'm thinking like none of these people know like I'm really trying to be the guy in their ears or whatever you want to say, you know what I mean, like compared to all these people. Like I'm trying to be the guy that, you know, when they leave the store, they're plugging their phone in and my song is playing. And it's just like, it's weird because like you're trying to be humble at the same time, but at the same time you're trying to be like, nah, like
that's not
these
what
people don't even realize like I'm the guy in this big ass crowd.
You're not thinking about how I can make this company better at work. You're thinking like,
no,
I want y'all to play my stuff while I'm at work. Like
y'all don't I think that all the time.
I know what you mean.
Yeah,
Champs
you're like,
be playing this
I
shit.
be thinking like,
hit,
I just be thinking like, you know, one of these days y'all gonna be like, oh, that was that motherfucker from, you know, from there. Oh, he was working and grinding this whole time while he was here.
And they didn't even know.
There's under the radar.
It's fun. Like nowadays, people at my job, basically everyone knows what I'm doing. But like, there's still some people I run into that I'm around so much that don't even know like what all of us do outside of our regular days. You know what I mean? And it's amazing that, you know, people can go so unnoticed to the fact that we're doing shit like this, but this is what we're here for.
But you gotta grind though. You gotta still gotta have money in your pocket, and we still grinding doing what we're gonna do.
Exactly.
It's coming. I'm not really worried about the dollar signs from the music aspect.
No, I mean, I feel like if your mind is in the right place and you're not just focused on dollar signs going the whole way, that money will come to you.
It'll get there.
Yeah, if you're positively going for it, you're just trying to help people, that money's gonna come.
What you put in is what you'll get out.
Exactly. So do these shows really give you confidence to go back in the studio or get on to the next show? Like what?
Oh yeah, it makes me want to go harder in the studio so I can go harder at the shows.
Right. Exactly.
It works, huh?
Exactly.
Like Austin, excuse me, 7-time. I just said his government. Now you know.
That's what's hard about being friends though. Like it's like we're friends. Like, you know, like we're gonna.
7-time. When I started rapping, his philosophy was always record how you're gonna perform. And so after our last performance, him and I had a talk, and I was like, bro, you remember how you told me record how you're gonna perform? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, so now you need to perform how you recorded. Because I'm like, you're sitting here in the mic at the studio going nuts, bro. Mm-hmm. So the crowd needs to see you go nuts. And I'm like, that's just is just what you got to do. And that's just what I've seen. I've seen pretty much everybody I want to see. Not everybody, but mostly everybody I want to see in concert. That being said, my favorite concerts are your people that put on a show. And I'm like, those are what these people are paying for. They're not only here to hear us rap, but they're here to like get the experience and see how we move around and shit like that.
They're entertainers.
We're all entertainers. Me and Willie are entertainers, all of us.
So like that's what I'm saying is like I need to go in the studio. I get a little bounce to me. Obviously you can't be jumping on the mic, but I get a little bounce to me, and then when I come live, bro, I'll be jumping up and down because it's just so.
It's just there. It's naturally.
And when I get that energy from the crowd, bro, it's just so surreal, man, because it's just so much love people like, and that's why I cannot wait to the days where it's like we in big ass arenas and we got thousands of people paying to hear our shit that we created, bro. Like, I feel like there can't be a better fucking feeling.
I don't know what that feeling is just like. It just seems like it would just be like
sold out show. Like I'm talking about lying around the block.
Like just seeing that,
to watch you from the nosebleeds. You know what I'm saying?
And you're pulling up in the Sprinter around the back,
going through the back doors.
Yeah. What are the responses you're getting from these shows? Are people telling you, you know, change this, change it, we loved it, we hated it? What was it? What's it like?
I've been getting that I'm lit. I've been getting some good footage from people, which is great. Whether it be Snapchat, Madison is like my personal photographer.
She does a good job too.
She be killing them, man.
She be going above and beyond.
Yeah,
doing the most.
Getting those angles.
She be getting them too.
Quinn the Capture, I'm starting to bring him in the game. That dude's dope as hell, and I'm looking forward to working with him more in the future.
Yes.
Nich, cold. He got good shots.
Yeah, I like his pics.
Yes. I'm excited to see what Charles. I see he had the video camera at the last one. So
that's coming. A little interview.
He has. So yeah, that's a big thing. Is like how we talked about last time. You're always gonna wear some fire to the show. And like I need the pictures, bro, because like the visuals I feel like are really what's gonna push us.
Yeah,
we talk about it all the time.
People like to see the real. They like to see things, and just like my little Instagram live, like we gotta start doing that more. Like I think you guys should Instagram live your beats more, making beats, because the interaction of you guys actually doing the shit is just so cool. And like, so lately I've been, I have you take videos of me recording, or like whenever I'm recording, I take little snaps. And I've been getting a lot of feedback about like where you record at, bro, and like who you record with, and how much, and do they do this for you, and do they do that, and like keep doing this. But like I've been getting into studios more this year, within pretty much the last month, than I ever have. And our next shit is gonna go fucking crazy, because everything that I've mixed, it's either been my personal mix, you've mixed some, and then you had that's it. That was really it. So really everything I've mixed, which like, I'm glad I did it because it helps me learn to communicate with you guys better. But now that I'm getting in studios and having like professionals and like people that actually know what the fuck they're doing, I don't want to mix no more, bro. I don't want to do that shit again, because it's just...
And it takes a lot off you. You can just focus so much on, you can just focus on making music. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, I had a lot of people tell me that That's It was a great mix. Like, engineers telling me, like, this is
it's
good.
Like 1,200.
Yeah, shout out that song, man. I loved making that, too. That whole song is just a vibe.
That shit, I remember making that beat. That shit was so fun, dog.
It's funny because you and me made the beat, and then it just went crazy.
It was just
it went up from there. So
that's what low key though. Shout out to you though, because ever since like I started linking up with you, dog, like I've been on my shit, bro.
Hey,
he used to send me snaps. He was like, bro, this nigga D-Rage got me feeling some type of way.
I'd be like, dog, I'd be trying to go. Like, I don't even want to stop moving when it comes to music.
Yeah, I mean, I love inspiring people though. Isn't that like the greatest feeling?
But it just takes sometimes just that one person just to inspire you.
Yeah, I mean, you get one person inspired, right, and then the whole crowd comes. They be like, oh shit, this dude's making 5 beats a day, or he's making 2 songs a day. I'm making 1 a week. Then you really got to go hard. You know what I mean?
And then here we are, right now. Look at us. Look,
dude,
it's speaking for itself.
It's so funny because this whole radio station, if we rewind it back all the way until I'm like 15 years old, I'm sitting in my room. I'm sitting in downtown. No, where was it? East side of Bay City, in like rundown apartments, just like a white 14-year-old kid, like trying to find studios to go to. And linking up with just, you know, the hood rats of hood rats and being like, how do I make beats? How do I do this?
Exactly,
how do I make songs? And then now we're sitting here and we have a fucking radio station.
It's
you know what I mean? Like, that shit it's mind-blowing.
Bro, my evolution is going from... When I started rapping, we were in a group of 4 guys. So I'm coming from writing like 16 bars and out on every song to write my own songs. Like, so when we stopped making like as much music together... And I was sitting here like, damn, I have to write full songs out. And I'd be getting to like 50 seconds and being done, bro. And I'm like, how do people write 3-minute long songs? I had to teach myself how to write a full song, bro.
You guys ever heard of, you ever heard Wiz Khalifa talk about how he learned to structure songs and that like took his music to the next level? He was saying that he was kind of doing what you were doing. He was writing like, people would send him a beat. And he would just write, like he would have no flow. It was just him just rapping, right? And then I think he said like one of his engineers, I think it was like ID Labs or Edan or whoever he works with now, I think told him that he was like, you gotta structure your song. He was like, this is where the verse goes, this is the hook, etc. And he was like, that took my songs to the next fucking level, dude. Was make, you know, that's honestly that's how you make songs. You know what I mean? That's how you get to the next level. Was that how you started, or where did you go when you were starting to make songs?
It was pretty much how I think of songs now. Is it's a 2-step process. When I started making music, Austin, damn, I did it again. 7 time, whatever.
Everyone knows him as Austin.
Austin, man, Austin. He is a hook man. I mean, he's a rapper. He's a great rapper, but
he's a Quavo.
He made the hooks, man. He always made the hooks.
Yeah.
And so it made it so much easier for me. And he would always come up with the concepts. It'd literally be, all right, what do you want to rap about? He'd be like, Blue Gatorade. Be like, all right, song's called Blue Gatorade. He'd have a hook, Blue Gatorade, you know? Like, he would have the whole shit. So it's like, I never had, and I'm till this very moment teaching myself how to write hooks, because I cannot, for the life of me, come up with a catchy hook. And it'd be like your little pumps that just sit there and Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci. I can't even come up with that.
Yeah. That's what I like to see, though, about artists. So, like, when they can just, they'll like, either write a verse, or they'll be able to write 2. I like to see when they can challenge themselves to like get that whole verse hook.
Bro.
You know what I'm saying? Bridge. I like that. Yeah. No, it's coming though. It's gonna get there. You just gotta keep pushing, you know.
With that, I just like I said, the 2-step process is I'll write my whole first verse, and then it'll be that pause where there's supposed to be a hook. And I'll be like, okay, essentially song 1 is done. Verse 2 is like a whole new song, and I always try to come harder every time. So it's like, okay, verse 1, you talked your shit, you did that. Second verse now, they want to hear like what else do you gotta say, and that's when you just gotta fucking kill it and snap.
Right.
So that's been my philosophy, is a 2-step process. Eventually I'm sure it'll be a 3-step process where I can get hooks in.
Right, that hook.
But right now I just been going straight through, killing shit.
Just make sure you just keep going hard and the quality's there. That's all.
Yeah.
All the other stuff will come.
Yeah.
Right. So this 2020 movement that you and Seven Time is there more people to this? Kind of explain people to the general public what the 2020 movement is. Proper Gang that you guys always talk about. What is this? Where did this start?
2020 active members consist of myself, Seven Time, and he used to call himself Mr. Hard to Impress. That's what you'll see on old SoundCloud songs. Now he's Rap Barry White. That's what you see on the new ones, on like the Still Shooting. So what that is we started off and we're like, what are we gonna call ourselves? And 2020 is ideally the year that we want to be on. The year that everybody's eating. I didn't know that. The year that everybody's eating. That's the predicted year that shit ain't gonna be a question no more. Shit's gonna be indefinite. Also with the 2020 vision being, we have a clear vision. We have a vision of what we want to do. We want to get the shit by 2020. We know we want to do this as a career. It's not just a hobby. We want to brand it. We'd like to have like a 2020 records. We'd like to, have all that. So yeah, like I said, but the biggest basis of that is our first tape, our project was called 2020, and the description was, what did he describe it? He put it on SoundCloud as like a message from the future or something like that.
Oh, that's
so we
dope.
try to make it look like everything. So when you hear like the heavy like auto-tune and effects like Austin be doing and stuff, it's like we want to make a futuristic sound because we want to make it sound like we're talking from like the year 2020 type shit. So when 2020 comes around, we can be like, we been told y'all.
But you broke it down to me. It was like 2017. They notice us.
2017, they notice us. 2018, or no, I'm trying to think, because 2018 was like sharpening the sword. 2019 was like really getting like recognition, and by 2020 I'm talking about like being big. You know what I'm saying?
Just sharpening the sword this year.
Yeah,
definitely.
So, and this year is definitely that year where we're really bringing things together, bringing things into existence. I wasn't doing shows, we weren't doing interviews, we weren't doing none of this shit. We weren't working like we're working. You guys weren't collabing as much. You weren't sending me beats like that. You weren't making beats on spot for me like that. So I think we're all improving. And so like my first step was find your sound, create a sound. Now I feel like I've created a rare sound, which is still changing and still improving. But now I'm at the point where like, okay, you know who you are and what you want to do, and I'll get better at that. Then I'm gonna take like the master part and just be like, here I am.
What is getting better at that? Like, what's your goal as far as maybe this year? Like, what is sharpening the sword to you?
A big focus of mine was flows. I wanted to get better at my flows and ride the beat better. I noticed what makes a good song these days? And I mean, that's really why the mumble rappers are winning, because their flows are fucking ridiculous. They're not
melodies too.
They're not saying shit, but their flows and their melodies
they're really not
saying
shit.
Crazy.
But they flowing though.
They can flow.
Yeah.
So it's just like, now I feel like I've got the flow down, and so it's back to bars. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'll keep it 100 in front of all cameras. Lil Half Face motherfucking inspired me when we first started working, because he is...
Shout out to Isaac, man.
Isaac is a word for word, bar for bar, no lines off, no days off, no breaks type shit. Like, he really like emphasized the importance of bar for bar. Like, don't just bring it here and there. That nigga will go line for line, punchline, punchline, punchline. So it's like, I'm trying to incorporate the hype and the trap and the mumble to the punchline, so we can get like the best of both worlds.
Right. Would you should I call him Half Face?
Call him Isaac.
We'll call him Isaac. So
Call him Isaac.
he likes to call himself the king of underground rap, right?
Like boom bap.
Boom bap. I'm sorry. what kind of beats do you like? Are you a boom bap kind of guy like him, or do you what inspires you? Like as soon as you hear a beat, what kind of beat do you want to hear? Like what inspires you to rap to it?
You sent me a beat, man, and I cannot remember the name. It was in the most recent pack, and it was the most unrare type beat that you could think. It was like that. It was like strings.
Okay.
Like, it kind of almost sounded like some like chill, like loading, like elevator type music, bro.
Okay.
That I'm sitting on, and I'm gonna write something crazy to that. But in answer to your question, as far as like the boom bap shit, like I appreciate it and I really like it, but like lately I've just been in show mode. And in show mode, I don't want to have slow moments. I'm not Drake, where like he's a great performer, where he's hype and then he's gonna sit there and sing and serenade you and put you in your feels, and everybody's gonna get hyped.
Right.
I don't really like want to slow down and have those slow moments right as of right now, just where I'm at. I'm open to do it because I want to be an artist of many things, but right now I'm just into the energy and the hype. So when I think of like the boom bap, I think of like Joey Badass, and I've been a Joey Badass fan since day one, since
like the 1999 tape.
Yes. Since the song Waves is what put me on to Joey Badass.
He's kind of like one of the artists that I've noticed like that is younger and is like revitalizing like hip hop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That
like
and
that's what he gets a lot of
him,
credit for.
Davies, Kendrick, of course, Schoolboy has a lot of like hip hop and like those kind of guys. I love that music, man.
It's very enjoyable.
Yeah. So going through in your music career, who's some of the people you want to work with? Like if you had to put a list down of people you said I want to work with these
my
guys.
top four, not top. I don't know. My four favorites. I'll give you that. Personal opinion. Kanye, love him. Would love to work with him. Travis, love him. Would love to work with him. Kendrick, love him. Love to work with him. And Playboy Cardi, bro. And that's gonna be, you know, people are like, you went from there to whatever. Cardi, I feel like is a future, and he is like everything swag. Like I feel like that's like the best friend I never had type shit. Like I feel like we will vibe type shit. I feel like that's gang Cardi.
Cardi stan.
Bro, Cardi.
I'm a Drake stan all day.
Cardi's just so
all
cool,
day.
and he's so young, and people don't know like
Cardi he do got some nice swag.
He be fresh and just fun, bro.
Right.
He's just fun. Like he's not kill him, go get him, fuck you, blah blah blah. He's just like
just the vibe.
Good swag, bro.
He's like the type of music that a lot of people are saying like it's just about how it makes you feel instead of like the real content. Like a lot of these mumble rappers like the Thugs or the Futures, whoever, like it's just feeling, right? Like you're not sitting there, you're not gonna listen to a Future record and be like he's about to snap, bro. Like lyrically,
he will snap sometimes though, because I like Future. I ain't gonna lie.
But
I know what you're saying.
The majority of his music is like this is gonna make me feel good.
It's gonna liven you up. You're gonna go like run to this or work out.
Drink some lean. You might pop a Zen or something.
Right.
I mean,
so are you a lyrical person, or do you want to have that feeling? Do you want people to feel your music or really listen to it?
Both.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to dabble in right now. When I was still like producing and making beats, I was describing my sound as like bringing beauty to dark places. Because I really, really, really just like I know you love like the grime, like you love those grime ass beats
all day,
and I love that with like some nice little pianos and the hi-hats and
Wonders
like
Wonders that R&B dude, and I'm the dude that
Wonders,
comes with the
Wonders
drums.
got the little that chime, that pretty
that
little
shit.
Song, and you can just come in with that nasty dirt, and like that's like my favorite. It's just like that mix of the ugly and the pretty. That's like my favorite.
So that's the type is that the type of music you would love to just continue to keep making?
Yes. Like, I want my shit to just be able to be heard in multiple occasions and situations where it's like, I want my shit to be played at like a Kendrick show, and I want my shit to be played at a XXX Tentacion show. I want my shit in both places.
Right. You want both crowds.
Yeah.
Right.
And so that's pretty much the best way I can describe it.
I mean, what's the point in doing this if you're not trying to be universal?
You ever think about it though? At the end of the day, you how you were saying like I want this crowd and I want that crowd, but if you think of it, all of us as a whole, like us making it together, how like we would create that crowd.
Yeah,
isn't that like
Low Key got his own sound, and so it's like
that's
he's
a lot
gonna
of
come in. People are gonna fuck with that.
Yeah.
That's like
People are gonna fuck with Isaac. People gonna fuck with Killer. You know what I'm saying?
That's just like that's not that many of us though. Like it's what maybe like it's a whole like 10 people
probably at most
bringing together thousands.
Right.
You ever like think about that though? Like that's crazy to me.
Yeah.
10 people bringing together an entire country. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
Think
Like
about Migos. You got 3 niggas and they sell out shows.
it's crazy.
Millions of people.
And it goes to tell you like when you're talking about fan bases in Chicago, like you've seen old, young, you know what I'm saying, swag
Everything.
people. Like it's just like we have the opportunity to bring that many people together. And you know what I'm saying, we just gotta continue to do what we're doing.
I'm really interested in seeing our crowd. Everybody's got a crowd. Like Odd Future has a certain following.
Their niche crowd. Right.
Your Joey Badass has a certain following. Your Lil Uzis, your Lil Yachty's, they have a certain following.
Right.
So I'm just very like interested to see like
how it unfolds.
Who is gonna be our biggest fan?
Like who's gonna be the riders? You know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy.
The kids from out of state, out of country. That's like these.
Cause you don't even know who those are yet.
You don't.
Right.
And I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I'm talking about people get shit tatted.
That's
what are you gonna do when a nigga get Wonder tatted?
I don't know what
Someone's got their face right
I
here.
might get tatted with them.
Fuck, bro.
For the first one I see.
Hey man, I'm hitting them up and getting a whole ass Wonder tat right on my arm. Just your face.
A quick side note that just kind of reminded me of that though is like, so 7time put a song on Instagram and then he put on Apple Music and he did the promo for it. And so it was that Snow song that you produced, and he said when he hashtag 2020, he said he did the promo, the Instagram promo, and he was getting like hundreds of likes or whatever, and he was going through the likes, and he said a lot of people were like, high school kids are like gonna graduate 2020. I was like, I never even thought about that demographic.
Yeah.
So that's like people that like will want to fuck with us because that's when we're graduating, 2020. I mean, think about it. I'm a 2012, so if there was a group called 2012, I probably would gravitate to
like, fuck with them.
Yeah.
So it's like that's a whole nother thing I never thought about type shit.
Right. That niche crowd.
Yeah,
it's
and then
then
you got your college kids graduating in the year 2020. Shit like that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so it's like we got some leeway.
And that's a lot of room to improve in 2 years too.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
2 years is a long time.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like a lot of people, it either happens overnight or it might take you 6 years. I feel like if I'm consistently at this shit for like 3 or 4 years, bro, I'm like, how can I lose? I just don't see it. Like, and like I felt like I'm by myself. That's what I was like. That's the only way I can lose is if I'm by myself and I have no help. But it's like we reached out, we got members now, and it's like I find comfort in knowing that on my days when I feel like, damn, this shit ain't gonna work, fuck it, that you're probably working your ass off, and you're probably working your ass off, and so that makes me, I'm like, I can't let these dudes down.
Yeah.
Just because I'm having a shitty day.
Yeah,
that's how I feel. I really feel like when you're around a team of people that are working hard, your off days are never off days because the homie that's your best friend, producer, whoever, rapper, whoever, he's in the studio right now.
Someone's doing something.
Yeah, so like it's all about being around the people that you want to be around and inspire you, and people that are doing exactly what you are trying to do.
That's why it's important to have like-minded people with you.
Like-minded people, just like this interview. Like-minded people. You know what I mean? Just being around people that will motivate you, every day.
That's why I'm excited for people to hear these podcasts and stuff like that, because like I don't know if they feel like we have a personality outside of music, or like we're just music heads,
or if we're just like faces.
Yeah, like we're just
doing it because it's cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like we want to do something with this.
Yeah,
and knowledge though. They're gonna see that we actually have knowledge and like passion for it, and we're not just up here talking shit.
No.
I just want to blow up and have 1 million views and
then have money. Like, nah, like I want to have like I don't even really necessarily want to blow up. Like, I mean, I want y'all to blow up as far as the spotlight. But I mean, like, I just want people to like, respect me like how I respect, Noah Shabib or something.
Right.
Like,
the respect, just that respect.
Like that kind of thing.
To you, bro. Yeah, like people like Kanye and shit, like they inspire me, bro, motivate me, and just like music in general has always been like a savior to me. Like whenever I've been in my saddest or maddest moods, bro, if I can just put some earphones in, I can usually be all right, bro.
There's a lot of people like that can relate.
Music is crazy. It can make
I just want to be
that
for people, like, and it's just your moody people. Like when you're feeling depressed and fuck it, I don't want to live, life sucks. You turn on some Cudi, bro. You're gonna be okay. You know what I'm saying? If if you're in your head and you think you're a god and you think you the shit, play some fucking Kanye. Let that nigga tell you that you ain't nobody can stop you from nothing, bro. Can't tell me nothing, like you said. So it's just like there'd be moods, and then it's just like when you want to get lit and you want to be savage crazy, turn some Trav on, bro. You can fucking turn up, get lit.
Right.
So I just want to be that person that's just like, I put that Rair Jordan on, bro, and I was straight. That saved my life. That made my day better. Whatever. I just want to be that to people.
Yeah. So Rair Jordan, tell the people any new music coming out, dates, shows, anything that you'd like to tell them. I know you got new music. You were just talking about new music. You've been in the studio very much recently, working with 7 Time. Tell the people what's coming out, what to look for, shows to come, etc.
When is this episode gonna? You think it's gonna?
When will they hear this? I guess it's soon. I would hope.
Probably before March ends, I would assume.
Yeah, I would say the general public will hear this before March ends. So yeah, we'll say end of March.
So a little. I guess this is like a blast from the past, because hopefully the project will be out before this comes out. Mm-hmm. So future promo. Listen to Rare Time 2 out now.
Out now. There we go.
So yes. Long anticipated. Austin and I did it again. We started off, we did a little Rare Time. That was the first project. And that pretty much what that was we had the 2020 of all 4 of us. And then it was 7 and I sitting in the house, just us 2. Other 2 weren't around. And we were like, let's make some music. And then we got a compilation of shit and we're like, let's throw out a project. Yeah. So we threw out Rare Time 1. And it was really just experimental at that point. It was me learning how to rap and getting comfortable with the mic and things like that. And somehow, some way, we had a little hit out of it. Most of those songs, I think, are in like the 100. Some plays 200. But one song is at over 3K. So that's great. That's our biggest song today. It's called Call Me. Check that out. It's on SoundCloud. So building off from that, we've been working on Rare Time 2 for at least we'll say 6 months, maybe close to a year now. Rair Jordan, 7 Time, Rare Time. That's what we call ourselves when we get together. So number 2 is supposed to be the new and improved. This is where we were, this is where we are. And I think that if somebody, especially you guys, I would really appreciate it when y'all have 2 hours, an hour by yourself, bro. Sit down and listen to Rare Time 1 and listen to like all like the like clinchy little areas. You've been like,
that wasn't good.
And then I want you to play Rare Time 2, and I want you to be like, okay, these guys improved 100%. Because I'm telling you right now, the flows are better, the delivery is better, the mixing is better, the beats are better. Because we ain't YouTube beats no more. It's everybody in this motherfucking room. You know what I'm saying?
That's good shit.
So. Long story short, we plan on dropping it soon. Honestly, we talked about it today. Don't quote me, but we want to drop it next week.
Ooh.
So
that's a lot closer than I thought.
You feel me? Yeah. That's why I asked, because I was like, hey, we might drop it before this gets posted.
Yeah.
Also, with Rare Time 2, we have a good amount of songs. I'd say we have around 20 or less songs. We were really trying to do like 12. But we just had this new idea now, being in the studio so much, we're going to release it in packs. Similar to Kanye with Pablo, how he just kept redoing the album, where he'd add a song, take a song, remix the song, things like that. We're pretty much going to do it's going to end eventually, but it'll be like a never-ending project. So we're going to have the Rare Time 2 Part 1, and we'll probably have about 4 to 5 songs on that. And those are going to be like studio quality, new and improved, updated.
Right.
And then we already have a lot of songs we're sitting on that we might go back and re-record. That's part 2, another 5.
Right.
And that way, also, like 4 to 5 songs is just much easier to listen to. People have shitty attention spans and don't want to listen to a bunch of music at once. So even myself, it took me about 3 days to get through Migos Culture 2.
Yeah.
So I just want to do like 5 songs that you can listen to. It'll take about 15, 20 minutes out your day. That can be a little trip to the store and back, whatever.
Yeah, I like that.
That I just want to do that and really get our shit out there, because I promise you guys, no boost, no gas, no cap, no whatever, no BS, whatever you want to call that shit. This shit is hard as fuck. And we're creating a sound that I don't think is out there currently at all, anywhere. And so
Big facts.
I'm really
Is it going to be on iTunes, Spotify this
All
time?
that.
It's on there?
Spotify, SoundCloud. Probably not YouTube.
Can you drop the link to the
drop all those
SoundCloud?
links, man.
Oh, yeah.
Twitter,
iTunes.
Instagram, all that.
7 Time, just look up King 7 Time on iTunes because it's his account. I don't have it yet. SoundCloud is soundcloud.com/It's Rair Again. All one word. Instagram and Twitter. Rair Jordan, RAIR 2_ Jordan. Follow me on that. See what I'm about. I got some dope pictures. I got some dope videos. I got a lot more dope shit on the way. I have a lot of interaction with these guys on my Twitter. We be fooling and talking serious shit and funny shit. Yeah, man, just like follow the movement and really just get with the shit, man, because like we really got a lot of stuff planned. And Absolutely. We're all peeping, all you guys that say, oh, I supported you from day one, that really ain't supporting. I'm peeping every single fucking day.
You're being peeped.
So
all day.
So
you already know
just
I'm
the sooner,
them.
just get on. Like I see, bro, it'd be people that I'm not even really like close with that be at every single one of the shows, and I'd be like, yeah, I see you, and I appreciate that. And that's one reason I had to rep one time for Paul, because like Paul really do be out there. Spore's a huge ass fan. Rob a big ass fan.
Shout out.
My girl a big ass fan. So it's just like, really, just why not? That's what we need. We talked about that. That's what we need. There is no Saginaw Bay City movement right now. We are the movement. We're creating the movement.
Yeah.
So get with it, man. There's no, you're gonna wait and be like, oh yeah, I used to go to high school with D-Rage. I used to go to high school with Willie. Me and Rair played middle school sports together. No, bro. I'm saying I'm not doing that.
You might as well just come now.
Come now.
Come on now while you got the
chance.
chance.
That's
just
it.
coming.
That's it.
Same
So, Rair Jordan, thank you for this interview, bro. I appreciate you. This is a great conversation.
Yeah, this was a good one. It was a fun one too.
We definitely have to have you on here again.
I definitely will be.
Definitely.
Yeah, next time we get you on here.
Maybe a little more clout next time.
Yeah, next time we gonna get some music.
Yes. Shout out the whole fit. The whole fit.
The whole boy.
Yes. All right. So this was Rage Radio, episode 2. Thank you everyone for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Peace.
Rair again.